One quiet payroll line vanished. In the Duchy of Cornwall's 2024 to 2025 accounts, released mid-2025, a single name disappeared after nearly 20 years. Annabel Elliot, Queen Camilla's sister. The 75-year-old interior designer who had shaped holiday cottages across Cornwall, Wales, and the Isles of Scilly. For King Charles since 2005, earning payments ranging from £19,625 to £82,272 annually was no longer listed. Prince William, in his first full year as Duke of Cornwall, made the call. Not a reflection on her work, palace sources stressed. The job was complete. Staff had absorbed her expertise. But the message landed hard. The era of extended family perks tied to the duchy was over. Music pause, subtle sting, welcome back. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell, because what started as a routine estate handover in 2022 has quietly become one of the clearest signals yet of where power really sits in the modern monarchy, the estate that changed everything. On September 8, 2022, Queen Elizabeth II died at Balmoral Castle. Within hours, titles cascaded. Charles became king, William became Duke of Cornwall. That single title unlocked control of one of the world's most valuable private estates, the Duchy of Cornwall, created in 1337 by King Edward III for his eldest son, the Black Prince. The duchy has passed automatically to every male heir apparent for nearly 700 years. No parliamentary vote, no will reading, automatic. William inherited roughly 135,000 acres, farmland in Cornwall and Devon, Dartmoor common land, the Isles of Scilly archipelago, historic buildings, residential and commercial properties, and a portfolio of investments, valued at over £1 billion, $2 billion plus. It generates income through rents, tourism, renewable energy projects, and smart financial management. In his second full year 2024 to 2025 financials, published June 2025, William received a distributable surplus of £22. £9 million, about $30. $9 million to cover official duties, charitable work, and private expenses for himself, Kate, and their children. He pays voluntary income tax on the net surplus after household costs, but the estate itself remains exempt from corporation tax under its ancient charter. This isn't crown property like Buckingham Palace. It's private, personal, and entirely his to manage. The Queen's personal estate's what Charles holds now and what comes next. Beyond the duchy, two iconic private properties passed to Charles in 2022, Sandringham House in Norfolk and Balmoral Castle in Scotland, bought by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. In the 19th century, with personal funds, these are not crown assets. They belong to the reigning sovereign outright and transfer privately from monarch to monarch outside inheritance tax rules thanks to a 1993 agreement with the government. Sandringham, a 2,000-acre working estate, family Christmas retreat. Conservation focus. Balmoral, 50,000-plus acres of highland landscape, where Elizabeth II spent her final days. Both carry deep symbolic weight, places of private family moments, prime ministerial visits, and quiet grief. Charles now owns them. When he dies, they pass directly to William as the next sovereign. Camilla shares them as queen consort while Charles lives after. Her position becomes Queen Dowager, likely with financial provision and possibly Clarence House or Highgrove, but the estates themselves go to William. He decides access, management, and who benefits. The Annabel Elliot affair, the decision that rippled through Camilla's circle. Annabel Elliot, respected interior designer, Camilla's closest confidant, joined the royal payroll after Charles married Camilla in 2005. Charles hired her to refresh duchy holiday lets. Period cottages turned into high-end rentals. Over 2 decades, she earned hundreds of thousands, adding her signature blend of traditional English comfort and modern touches. The 2024 to 2025 duchy accounts covering Charles's last 6 months and William's first 6 show no further payments after early September 2022, the moment William took control. Telegraph sources confirmed William would no longer employ her. Work considered finished, no criticism of quality. But the optics were immediate, out with long-standing family ties. In with William's trusted circle, including friends and godparents of George and Louis hired for estate roles. Royal commentator Emmy Griffiths noted the shift sent ripples, a clear signal William intended to streamline, cut perceived hangers-on, and prioritize efficiency over inherited arrangements from his father's era. The deeper history fueling the tension. William and Harry grew up witnessing their mother's pain during Charles's relationship with Camilla. Diana's 1995 Panorama interview, the 1994 confession of adultery, the impact lingered. William has worked publicly to accept Camilla, attending the 2005 wedding, joint appearances. Warm interactions, but acceptance as family differs from acceptance in business. The duchy isn't sentiment. It's a £1 billion plus enterprise William will steward for decades before becoming king. His changes reflect preparation, modern governance, accountability, no automatic perks. Camilla's position today remains strong. Buckingham Palace, Clarence House, Sandringham, Balmoral access, official duties. If Charles predeceases her, she becomes Queen Dowager with likely continued support, but Sandringham and Balmoral transfer to William. She no longer controls them. She becomes a guest on his terms. Recent moves selling her private Raymill house in Wiltshire suggest she's focusing on royal life now, but the future hinges on William's decisions. The staggering scale and what it signals for the monarchy. Forbes once estimated Elizabeth I's personal fortune at $500 million, jewels, art investments, plus Balmoral and Sandringham. The broader royal wealth crown estate tens of billions, sovereign grant £132 million for 2025 to 2026, private collections flows through succession. William already manages the duchy's $30 million plus annual flow when he becomes king. The full empire consolidates. His approach reviewing finances, hiring trusted allies, ending outdated arrangements shows a reign that will differ from Charles's, not revenge. Preparation. A small payroll decision £19,000 to £82,000 yearly pales next to a £1 billion estate, yet it carries weight. No. One takes position for granted. Camilla's family, who benefited under Charles, now sees boundaries. The monarchy evolves quietly, through accounts, hires, and one name quietly removed from the ledger. What do you think? Is William right to reset with his own team, or does this risk unnecessary family tension when unity matters most? Share below. If this opened your eyes to the real power behind the titles, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Next we dive into William's full vision for a streamlined monarchy. Thanks for watching. See you soon.